What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We're back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geek show with your homies AJ and ChrisyLite. This is episode 184. And just as we're closing in on 185 episodes, man, and before, the summer start hitting us, some good stuff.
Heat's coming.
We got to take it back. Take it back to a time where things were a lot simpler, where people still love Star Wars, and it wasn't this divide in the community. Won't get into much of it, but we're talking Rogue One today. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Man, I'm doing great. A day finally happened that I definitely was the biggest doubter of. My club, PSG, actually won the Champions League.
Dominated.
In a year. I mean, dominated. At this point, I don't know what can be said. I mean, to win 5-0 in a final is actually crazy. Something I wouldn't have predicted, especially in a year where I thought they wouldn't even get close. And it's just so exciting because there's even going to be more in a few weeks. In like 12 days, they're going to start a whole new tournament, the Club World Cup here in the United States. And I'm coming off such a great high that I've already watched it 4 times, like rewatched it.
The game?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Because
it's
just so crazy. It was so FIFA-like the way they won. Like the first one, I was really passionate about when they scored.
Yeah.
The second one, I was pretty hyped. After that, I was like, "Yo, they actually
Something's
playing
happening
FIFA out here."
Yeah. Who got the controls?
and I'm just wondering, like, yo, this is what it's like to be winning. Like, this is what it's like to be winning. I can't believe it. And I really hope maybe they can get far enough in the Club World Cup that it'll be on the East Coast and I can get to see them. That would be the coolest. Hopefully against a good team. I mean, if they won against LAFC, I probably would lose my mind. I couldn't wait to go see them. But I just can't wait, and I'm so proud that they actually did it. They're actually no longer the what is it, the
coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Bridesmaid.
Oh,
what are you saying?
I said coulda, woulda, shoulda, because like they could.
Sure.
They had all the players and just couldn't do it.
And they've been doing it for a while.
Yeah,
like they've been doing it for a while, and they could never ever do good in the Champions League. So they're kind of were like a laughing stock of, that team definitely ain't winning. It just feels so good, man. And endless content, like endless YouTube feeds of different conversations on it, and they all were saying the same thing, like, yo
feeding the
belt
fire. He going crazy.
But yeah, I'm doing really good. G, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I feel like I could do a backflip, bro.
Oh, careful now.
You won't see me do it, but it's a wonder what nice little protein smoothie could do for you.
Yep, hype.
Yeah, I just only had one. I don't know when I'll get another one, but I'm feeling good today. I'm excited to talk Rogue One just because we're just coming off of Andor. I've been pleading to do this episode with Chris like for 2 weeks. And now it's finally time right before we get back to the Baba Yaga universe. But man, I just want to start off by saying this, bro. That beginning of Rogue One almost did me in, bro. I ain't gonna cap. It was slow, but it was one of the most epic movies ever after that. I blame it on the itis, but it was also cool just going back and rewatching something I hadn't seen since I saw it in theaters, I think 2016, which is crazy to think. And when I went to go see it in theaters, I didn't know what I was watching. So now with all the context of Andor and also me playing through Star Wars Jedi Survivor right now, which actually happens 10 years before Rogue One, it's just like, dang, me and Sirius just on Jeddah. That joint got blown up. Like, so I'm excited to talk about this and just like, you know, go through some of the little nuances that, you know, might have seemed a little different from the last time you saw it. When was the last time you saw Rogue One, Chris?
It was probably 4 years ago, maybe 3. I was at the parents' place. I can't remember if it was a holiday or birthday, and my dad had it on, and I was like, "Oh yeah, good stuff, good stuff."
Yeah.
You know, just more like fond memories. And I was watching
Nostalgia.
like half of it. Yeah.
Okay. Word. But like, what was your first impression going back into it? Like, just the beginning, because I already said I thought it was a little slow in the beginning, but I knew it was important.
I know we talked about it a little bit. I think you were streaming, and I said I watched a good chunk of it. I think it was about an hour in, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah,
like it was late at night. I was pretty hype off of the Andor. We got done with the Andor podcast, or I was watching you stream, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna start this Rogue One." And I tried to make it through the night, but kind of hilarious that you said in the beginning. The beginning was slow, and I was getting sleepy, but I knew I made through like a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I kind of know what you're talking about. In the beginning, it's a little slow.
Yeah.
But my main thing going into Rogue One was just really how much does it like seamlessly link to Andor season 2. Because that was always like the main thing. Like how well will this feel? Going back to a movie that when did Rogue One even come out? Like 2016ish.
Yep.
How well could a show in 2025 blend a movie that came out like 10 years ago? That was the main thing. The main characters would Cassian even feel the same.
Yeah.
How well will Jin's storyline fit now that we've done had 2 series of a different character? Even what's his name? K2.
Yeah.
Like how would he fit in, even though they kind of got him in the last few episodes of Andor season 2. So that was the main thing.
That K2, bro, dangerous.
He's strong.
Yeah. Nah, I'm talking about something else.
Oh.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Well, what are you talking about? Hold up.
It was on the news, bro. Youngins was smoking that K2 back in the day, like when I was in high school, bro. Right? Like,
I don't know nothing about
high
that.
School or like going into college.
G was in that other side of the high school. You know what I mean? I was in the library. I'm studying.
I just remember that was the name, and I was like, what? But it was like what do you call it? Where they got the actual stores now?
Like smoke shops.
Yeah, like the dispensaries before the dispensaries. Like it was like CBD, but it was like early. So I guess it wasn't as good, or as, I don't know. I don't smoke, so I don't know. But
hey.
I just that just unlocked a memory when you say K2. Like, and I was like, wait, that's something else too. What was your question? I forgot.
No, those are just the main things that were like seamlessly. I was wondering about where these characters kind of translate, especially coming off of Andor too.
Oh yeah. I know what I was gonna say now. I think as far as like continuity goes, I think it's pretty good continuity as far as like the acting. The only thing that's different is the way the characters look. Like Mon Mothma looks way different. Obviously, everybody's younger and they have a different look. But like, I feel like in Rogue One, everybody was a lot more savage than the, Andor story. Like towards the end of Andor, things got a lot more serious as the conflict got more serious. But these are the end of times at this point in Star Wars during Rogue One. So like, you know, first thing I remember is literally Cassian, you know, shooting somebody in the back because they wasn't gonna make it out, and he wasn't gonna let them, you know, become intel for the enemy. But like, I was just like, wow, like he just really did him like that. He didn't do nobody like that in Andor. The only person I got like, just like
towards the end, they
carelessly
started
shot.
showing.
Yeah, like carelessly, like cold hearted shot somebody was like when it was personal, and then also like when they just got finished blowing up that with Bix. They just got finished blowing up the that office or whatever that the dude that was torturing people was in, and the dude was like, what are you guys doing here? And it was just like, bow. I was like, dang. So to see this version of Cassian being like a lot more like, this is do or die, like, you know what I'm saying, like you know, rebels to life, you know, or for life. So what is it, a different character? No, it's just like a more amped version, which I feel like fits how epic the actual movie was.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the tone of it is not the same coming off of Andor for sure.
Yeah.
Even like the tone of like the meetings that they have, like we leave off Andor with them kind of not believing the story that there is some real valuable secret that they gotta learn about.
Yeah.
And they kind of send Andor to, you know what, go retrieve the information, let us know what it is. And, you know, we pick up right into Rogue One where they kind of change the tone completely to, this is super serious. Yo, I actually got the details of a super weapon that they're building.
Yeah.
And it's like, can you confirm it? Yeah, I can confirm it. And there's a pilot who can confirm it, blah, blah, blah. He's located here. And then he kind of relays it to the rebels like, yo, they're saying it's a weapon. They're saying there's a pilot. I'm going to go get the pilot. But the tone in those meetings, we just saw episode 8.
Yeah.
And 12 in Andor, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Whatever.
I don't remember.
The finale, we just saw that, and it just went from like, hey, you know, we're not really sure. We're building a rebellion, and we're not trying to move too carelessly to like, yo, are we sure? Like, I'm like, yo,
like we need to be 100%.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just saw y'all. So that one it didn't like fit perfectly, but to me, it's fine enough because it is a movie, and then we kind of know the future that like they are taking this step serious because they can't even like waste the forces. Like this is the beginning of the rebellion. They just did all these moves, which didn't happen a long time ago to like start, and now we're talking about our first big play is. They have this random planet-killing weapon. Are we serious right now? Like, I'm just saying, if y'all invited me to this rebellion, and day one is so they came out with a planet-killing weapon, we believe, and we're gonna divert all our forces to attack this base to get the plans. I don't know if that's believable. I really don't. Because it's like, yo, we've been around the galaxy this whole time. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I kind of get the tonal shift, and I do like how Rogue One does build on the fact that, you know, these rebellion is like built on hope. Like there is definitely no evidence that the Empire really was building this super Death Star.
Yeah. There's evidence, but they don't have any. We've seen that.
They have nothing.
They have nothing though. They going off a hope and a prayer.
Yeah.
You know? Which is like, I feel like they meet the moment that, or the tone meets the moment that it demands or whatever. I don't know how to say that better, but like the energy of those meetings with the council is a completely different tone than what we saw from the show when they're just beginning, like where the meetings consisted of the council where it was just like 4 or 5 people to like everybody crowding around at the same time having these conversations, and and everyone's like, because we're all in it together, you know. So I think, I mean, to me, like where it really hit different was once we got to Saw Gerrera, where he was like on the road to madness already in Andor, but like by the time we get to him in Rogue One, all this stuff that he has done up until now, like his group has gone from being part of the rebellion to being a militia of sorts.
Yep.
To where it's like we do what we think we need to do to complete the mission. And anybody that stands in our way, you got to get thrown in this cage and get out and get done up. Don't matter whose side you on, you know? So it was interesting to see that again. I mean, man, Forrest Whitaker was born to play Saw Gerrera, bro. Like, I just love seeing him on screen every single time because it was just so believable, like, as far as, like, the passion for the rebellion versus, like, with Cassian. At sometimes I felt it, but at other times I was like, there's something else going on. That, like, there's a deeper sadness attached to this that we're not even, like, privy to, you know? To where it's like, if you go into watching Rogue One without seeing Andor, you don't know the darkness that looms over him that gets this point. We just have to go off to the fact that, you know, we got Ip Man over here letting us know, like, he's tapped in with the Force. So, you know, he knows something else. Like, this man a killer? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he got some weird energy about him right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just really enjoy, like, I just think it's like a gradual climb that they're able to do, and I don't know how they did it, bro.
Because it's also a very, very good movie.
It's backwards. That's the point with Star Wars. The whole thing is backwards. So it's like, to work from the end to the beginning, you know where it's going. So as far as like storytelling goes, it's just like, wow, that's crazy. But go ahead. What was you gonna say?
It's actually like a very, very good movie leading into what is some of the greatest movies ever. Because it happens like back to back, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we just got off of Andor, and timeline wise, we're literally just watching it like episodically, week by week, on what's happening in the rebellion. And for them to make this like so believable that, yo, the rebellion happened, I need you to go to this place, find this information. The information is the Death Star. We got to confirm that's the Death Star. And then to see how it goes down, of like how we get this information out, how we sacrifice pretty much all these characters we just met, how we learn about Andor's whole story, and it ends on that planet.
Yeah.
And then we learn about Jin's background in the movie and how it ends on that planet.
Yeah.
Like, so many people's like lives ended right then and there for a cause that they're never ever gonna see. But like, we know the big importance of it. And then we get the very next chapter with Star Wars. Like, it's so crazy. Just to think how much was risked in one single movie, and how well it was done with that slow build up to, I don't believe whatever is going on. You need more information. Hey, we don't even know. We still don't even believe this thing. Just kill the engineer. We're good. You know, the mission is just he seems too important. Just get him at the most, and we'll call it a day. You know, we're gonna risk everything. Yeah.
And it's just like I just found myself sometimes while I was watching it and just looking at all the different ships and dogfights and like the environment and all these different characters and life forms, whatever you want to call it, species. And I'm just like, yo, how did one guy come up with this, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how's it evolved into something this big and it still work? Because I think for me, like, you know, you have something like a good action type movie when the plot armor don't even feel like plot armor. it felt like it was destined to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an answer for everything. You know, like how did I think where I came to that conclusion the most was when they had to call the Corvette in, bro. I don't even know what that like. I was like Corvette. Where they get that from? You know, and that was the thing that rammed into the
the Hammerhead.
The Hammerhead Corvette jump that rammed into one of the destroyers, and that was the thing that they was able to use to take down the shield. And it was just like, oh man, that's genius. We don't have to come up with some random, you know, like plot device that's like, oh man, like all we need to do is find this person and he's the one and only person that can do this one thing. Like, nah, like you make all the characters, like you were saying, impactful because the greater good is what's on the line.
Yeah.
You know? So like when we see, you know, blue leader or red leader or whoever flying, doing what they gotta do, you know, it's like we gotta provide these guys air support. I'm like, look, for provide them air support, they need it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes for the payoffs even greater. So that like when it comes to something like possibly being like a little bit too out there, it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff that they did before that to get there. You know,
which is pretty much everyone's main like complaint when Rogue One first dropped was, oh, they made a movie to cover up the fact that, you know, they defeat the Death Star with a giant shoot. Like, oh, you shoot a missile down this one little hole and it blows up the whole space station. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
But when they came up with this storyline, they were like, oh, this is a massive cover up. Now it just shows like how believable this story actually is. Like, it's a long period of time. We learn about the villain for a long time in Andor. Yeah. We see how every big bad guy has another big bad guy behind them, behind another big bad guy. And it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it is believable.
Yeah.
And even the rebels like assaulting them, and like you said, that little hammerhead ship, like they are not 100% like full on. We know how to take down Star Destroyers or take down the Empire.
Yeah.
In the fight, the dude, the general was like, "Yo, I got an idea.
Let's try this.
Let's try this." And it's just so amazing because even like the let's try this applies to the main thing in Rogue One when they got to the planet. They got there, they could not escape. They done locked them up, and they're like, well, maybe we can transmit the signal. And they had to come up with a whole new plan right then and there. Like, yo, we're gonna get a signal out. What do we got to do? The pilot had to get a signal. It is just so inspiring to see. Like, yo, this makes sense. And I did fall asleep again on Star Wars. I was rewatching it.
It's a long movie, bro.
It is, but it is so amazing that it follows this movie. And I just think whoever did this one, I understand why people say this is the best Disney Star Wars movie, because so much stuff matches up. Like you said, it is a ramp up movie. It definitely ramps up, starts slow.
Yeah.
But so much stuff was started in this movie. And the characters really matter, especially after Andor. Like, so much more mattered. K2 dying mattered.
Man, K2 was hilarious.
He's so strong, bro. I swear.
Bro.
He was so tough with the...
Yeah.
When he grabbed the grenade, I was like, yo, robots gotta be stopped.
Yeah. And I was like, I had a certain point where I was looking, like, when he was walking, I was like, nah, bro, it was really brolic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like,
he had a little swag to his walk, though.
He did.
The other ones was like,
yeah, he had a little bit extra sauce on him.
Yeah.
For sure. But Gareth Edwards was the director. But the story was by George Lucas and John Knoll. So,
yeah, Lucas been thinking about this one.
Yeah.
He's been thinking like, how did this start?
And this was the
Because
first one, right? This was the first Disney movie, right?
the first Disney movie.
Dang, and then we get Solo
I
after
think
this. Or did we
did
jump
Solo
right
come out
into
before Force
might not
Awakens?
might not have.
Yeah,
Might
I
have came
think
out
Force
after.
Awakens might have came out and then
Yeah.
Solo came out. But who knows?
Mm-hmm. Google does. But that's besides the point. It's just now I just think at like even just at the end when everything's blown up, when I was just like, bro, there's no way. Like, because I remember in the theater, I was like, bro, they did all this and they still got body. And it doesn't click until you hear that red lightsaber going crazy. I'm like, oh, this goes to that? Nuts. That's nuts, bro. So, and I think that's what made me go back and watch the old movies again. Because it's like, you never know. You don't like, I knew what happened, but I didn't appreciate it until after seeing this movie, for sure. Because it was so old, bro. So old. Okay. So, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was, how do you feel about like what we know now? I mean, what we already know now, how Cassian and Jin ended just in an embrace, you know, like, and him not knowing that he got a kid now.
Dirty dog. No, I was kidding. I don't know. I just view it as very like just like how much they sacrificed that moment.
Yeah, like we did it.
You know, yeah, like we did it.
Yeah,
and we gave it our everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely felt more like lovey when I first saw it.
That was gonna be my point. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I was like, what is this? Why are they doing this now?
Yeah.
There was no energy before this. Like, what's going on? You know? Because, like, knowing that Bix is a thing and them having a whole different life and them just fading out into space dust.
Yeah.
It's like,
pretty bad way to go.
Pretty bad way to go, bro. So now they gotta make a movie about this kid, bro. They got to now, or a show or something.
Yeah, I love it when they do stuff like that. It's just a little bit of extra sauce whenever we watch future things. Like, who is this character? Wait a minute, because I mean, when Mandalorian came out, that was a main thing. As soon as they showed Grogu, everyone was like, "I need to know."
Is this Baby Yoda?
It's Baby Yoda. What is happening? So,
yeah, we love a good connection.
Yeah, and one thing about Rogue One with Jyn Erso's character, like, that is such a great character.
Yeah.
Even though
I was gonna say a lot of growth in that.
Yeah, a lot of growth in a single movie.
Yeah.
That of course she technically is like the main character of the movie. But to share it with Cassian, it just felt so like right. Like, they nailed that casting of both of them, and it just really set off the whole movie. It made me wonder, like, bro, those trilogies, like, is it just writing? Is it just direction? Because if you can get the storyline this tight, like, you're in there. You're definitely in there with Star Wars.
But I think the biggest issue with the trilogy, I'm gonna make a point about Jyn too. But the biggest thing about the trilogy is that it's new. So they're no longer working backwards anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that pressure is like in the beginning with the first trilogy. And
but I just feel like even this one, we just learn about her. Like, now we have a whole series to look back on with Cassian.
Yeah.
And then we have just a movie where Jyn has to like become her own character in a single movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they do such a great job with her character versus, like showing her upbringing, showing kind of how she feels about the rebellion, how she feels about the empire. If
Yeah.
like kind of if you don't look up, that type of thing, to like sacrificing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in the I don't know what to call them. We call them saga, the trilogies, the
Yeah.
new trilogies.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And then
yeah, I don't know.
in the new trilogies, it just
Disney
seemed it
Plus.
was hard for them to to gain their footing, to gain their like identity on like what I want this character to be. And in just
Yeah.
a single movie, I'm like, dang, you technically did that with two characters,
Mm-hmm.
but if Andor is this good, like maybe y'all do need to flesh out some more stuff. But they
Yeah.
kind of walked themselves into a corner with these the new trilogies that I don't think they really
Right.
can. Like I
Right.
don't think you can expand on Rey or Finn or
I mean, they completely cut Finn basically out of like any growth phase.
any growth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like
I think
this is what makes this movie a gem. Like we
Yeah.
got a whole series off of it, and still the main character in the movie still is
Mhm.
great after a rewatch.
Yeah. I think it comes down to like when you just trying too hard to make a character larger than life.
That might be it.
Like I think they was just really trying to take a big swing with Rey. And it's like, what would be cool if we connected her to the Skywalkers and Palpatine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's gonna be the strongest. But it's like, okay, there's nothing wrong with her becoming like the strongest or whatever, but you gotta do the groundwork to make it make sense and not like, I don't want to say kill off, but like sacrifice other characters to have this one shine. You know what I'm saying? Like with Jyn, that was one of my points I was gonna say was that Jyn Erso and Cassian play so well off of each other because there's so much give and take with their characters. Like both of them know that neither one of them are perfect. There's not this like overarching like, oh, like they're the chosen one type of thing. And when the premise of your movie is not in that realm, like there's less, I don't want to say there's less scrutiny because obviously there is, like there's not like a legacy that you have to follow, but it's more so about the goal than the character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like when you're establishing them, because like in Rogue One, all we really see of her upbringing is the traumatic parts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like they hit those story beats early on so that when they give us a key piece of information, like the hologram from her father, you can see it like, oh, it really hit her because up until this point, it's just been downhill since that moment her parents got taken away from her.
And like she said, it's like destiny, like he named it Stardust, like something only she would end up knowing. Like she was meant to do this. She was meant to get these, like fulfill her father's like ultimate revenge against the Empire for what they've done.
Yeah.
And her motivations are technically a whole different drive than Cassian's.
Yeah.
Cassian wants to get this information to the Empire, but we kind of learn how. Yeah, for the that'd been crazy. We kind of learned how his backstory even went, where he might have gave up on all the rebellion, but Bix was like, no, like you're way too important, and he's trying to finish off this mission.
And he passed the legacy of being the messenger on to her.
Yeah,
just for a short period, and they end up both doing it, but like, or he helping her fulfill the message, but like it still translates.
It still translates. It's still good storytelling, and it really is amazing. Like I definitely didn't walk out the movie theater like I was like, oh yeah, that was some good Star Wars. Like I was like,
nah, I was geek, bro, because I had no expectations going into it. But I was just like, are there even gonna be lightsabers in this thing? Like, who are these people? Like,
Yeah.
So,
but it just years later, I appreciate it more and more. I definitely think it stands the test of time as one of the best Star Wars movies for sure. And man, is that Death Star cool? Like just the tiny little power they show in it.
Mm-hmm. Same animation every time.
That thing is fearsome.
The little controller, it's just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, get out of here, bro.
They got me with the like, we're doing like a little test, and everyone's just like, all right.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I guess we're testing it out because now we know for sure, like, based on like the scrolling in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, this thing is fresh. This thing is, we really testing it out, y'all. Like, we just brought, maybe they never done the little hyper jump before. Mm-hmm. Like, it's amazing. It just brings so much more life into like the already established universe. So
yeah,
I like Rogue One, man. I like that.
Yeah, even like the like just all the little Easter eggs in it, with just like signifying how important kyber crystals are, and even the creation of the Death Star. To think like, dang, to even have the idea to make a Death Star, where it's like, you know what? Yeah, lightsabers are cool, right? They're probably like one of the most powerful weapons you can have. But you know what? What if we got all of the kyber crystals?
Yeah.
And charge them up and see what happened. What kind of beam would that be?
And it's so crazy to imagine like they were stealing the kyber crystals from like Jedi temples and stuff, and they're turning it into like
we think it's a political
so,
thing,
like religious. Yeah. It's like something so religious to the Jedi, and the Sith are using it to like beam stuff to death.
Yes, bro.
It's like, so crazy. It's wild.
And then Jin's necklace is a kyber crystal, bro.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was looking at it. I was like, hold up. That looked like, let me look it up real quick. Like, I kept doing that while I was watching the movie. Like, I was just looking up everything. Because even like, it's like one thing I had saw was like the original plan was for some information to leak. Palpatine was trying to make it so like he can get, the rebels in the rebellion into one specific spot and like try to take them all out at once. That was the plan, right? But it ended up getting out in multiple ways. So like they were prepared for it essentially. And obviously they get the information out of what the Death Star is and how to defeat it. They don't know that part. But I just think it's very interesting that like the way that they solved the plot armor, that you can only destroy it by shooting down this little hole or whatever it is, to hit the reactor. And they explained it in this with the scientist who now has a past of being like, somebody that wasn't trying to do this thing, knew it was wrong, but was forced into the labor. And he, instead of just like, not doing anything and getting himself killed and getting somebody else to do the project, he was like, you know what, I'm going to rebel in my own way.
Yep.
And like, yeah, I'm gonna build this thing, but there's a major weakness right here.
Yeah, I need y'all great point
to do it. And it was like, he named the file, like you said earlier, he named the file Stardust, but like one of the Easter eggs in there was Black Blade or Black Saber or whatever. And I'm thinking like, oh, is that Moff Gideon's plan or whatever that we haven't really seen yet, but like we know it's coming. It's just like, yo, Star Wars is so freaking cool, bro. It is so cool.
And real quick, like definitely that idea, like the dad did his own rebellion his own way. It's just so interesting to see how, like he said, I decided to make myself indispensable, like so I can plant these seeds and like different like rebellions, or there are many different ways to attack like a problem. And sometimes you can't just like shoot it down or fight back, like other people that's like their destiny, their role.
Mm-hmm.
But the dad laid seeds that he thought one day someone would be able to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing because like in life there are different forms of like protests and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
To have it in a movie, I mean, that without him technically,
Yeah.
they was in trouble. They was in trouble.
They would have never known, bro.
And technically there's two Death Star. We don't know about the second one being built.
The bigger one.
The bigger one, but
Yeah.
they should have that Easter egg in there.
Mm-hmm. See, but
times 2.
Yeah. But even that, like, you don't realize how big of a deal that is if you're watching it technically in order. It's only because we know that there's even a bigger one. It's just like, bruh, they just doubled down. You know what I'm saying? They just doubled down. I'm like, it can't get no crazy. You know what? Bigger one. Like, let's just go even more crazy.
Bro, they said they were building that under some energy, project or how'd you cover up 2? How'd you cover up 2 in this big budget bill? This is crazy.
They controlled the media.
They really
They controlled the media, bro. So it's like not only you getting hit with propaganda, but there's also like all this spending going on and like industrial work that is like, we're actually, building infrastructure. It's gonna do what it needs to do. This is actually good for y'all planning, but really we're just mining the heck out of that joint.
And in Andor, there was like, we don't even know what some of these shipments are. Like, they're not on the list. And I'm like, yo, what you mean they're not on the list?
And they can't do nothing about it, bro. Like,
don't worry about it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just, that's what I was saying like before. Like, it was so crazy to see Mon Mothma in this joint because, like, I think she's as stoic as she was before, but it was like to see how frantic she was just trying to stop what was happening while she was in power. Versus like what's it like? Yeah. Now as she's a part of the rebellion and is on the council, is like one like really that's in charge making decisions. It's just like, bro, like,
and
this
is
crazy.
They did a good job of pointing out, like you're saying, she was very frantic leaving Andor season 2, and this one, like, she definitely wanted to do the mission.
Yeah, but
she was like, yo, I can't do this without like all the council agreeing. Like, if all of us aren't agreeing, like we can't do this. Yeah. So as soon as she got that little sliver of, they done already went,
send them out. Let's go.
Yeah, send them. Let's go.
Yeah, time to get to work. Yeah, it's fine. Even General Draven, the second in command dude or whatever, even his energy was like different compared to the show. When in the show, he was more like organized, structure. Yeah, like Andor. Like, I don't agree with your methods or anything, but you're the best we got. So I'm gonna look past it. But in this joint, he was just like, nah, like, take this dude out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was like, I feel what you're saying, but he was like, yo, prove this to me right now. Murder this dude, we're good. Like, murder this guy. And it was like left and right. Like, I don't care. I don't care. You got the daughter with him now. Like, yo, as soon as you see him.
Yeah. Because even with Saw Gerrera, I thought that's who they was originally about to kill. But nah, it was the scientist or the engineer or whatever. I was like,
they kind of knew, at least, like, he's on our squad and he's like he's fighting back in his own little way. Let's not like knock off a adjacent ally,
right?
But even his character got so much better
as allies, though.
Yeah, because they're not helping. They're not helping them, at least.
Yeah. Crazy, bro. Amazing. Yeah,
great one. Oh, and the name Rogue One.
Yeah, that was the thing I was about to say. I was trying to say that earlier, but I forgot in the middle of what we were talking about. That was a crazy bar.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they was like, what is the ship's name? What are y'all doing out there? Rogue Rogue One. I was like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
that's how you do it. That was good. That was good.
It's just so tough.
They don't make them like that no more, bro.
Like the lines just hit in this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
I wish I had. I wish I had. You know what? We can look up some right now. Cause I just found. I just found a website that does like best lines from movies and stuff like that. Let's see if it pops up for this one. Cause there was a line that Jen had said during their meeting or whatever, and I was like, bro, that was a bar. I wish I could repeat it. Let me just see.
Oh, she was spitting facts in that one meeting.
Yeah,
and I was like, yo, you're not even like a big dog at the table for real. Like you really you making you inspiring me in the back. I'm sitting there like, well, she got a point.
Oh man, nah, I'm not seeing the website. Let me see. I just typed in Rogue instead of Rogue One. Well, how about you giving me your score first?
Man.
See if I can find
score. I can't help. The beginning is slow. The beginning is slow. I do like a lot of the characters. I kind of wish the pilot didn't like fall off. The pilot's character kind of fell off to not be as cool.
Yeah.
But the two main stars are awesome. The storyline is great. The battles are really good. Some of the best battles in Star Wars, I'm not gonna lie. Both space and on that beach area.
Was going crazy.
Man. I'm gonna give it a 9. I would love to give it a 10, but I kind of feel like it's a little too revisionist for me to be like 10 out of 10. And it's still not like cracking the top 3 Star Wars movies for me. But I love it. I think it's so good watching again. And I think when I first saw like a Star Wars story, I think that's what these are called, this and Solo. Like this was the level of Star Wars we were gonna get.
Yeah.
And I admire them for making this movie because I don't know these people. But man, did you make me care about these people. So 9 out of 10. I love it.
Yeah. I give it a 9 too. I give it a 9 too.
Oh,
I would have gave it a 10, but that first part had me sleep, bro. Ain't gonna cap. Like once we got to the point where I was like, all right, I know we got to get there, but we got to get through this part first. I was just like when she was going back through some of her memories, started dozing. Yeah. I was like, oh, I gotta wake up. I gotta finish this before the pod. Like, I can't fall off. But this is a quote that I just want to hear what you think about it. And it was from I don't know how to say his name, bro, but it was Ip Man's character, right? And I don't remember this, but it stuck out to me when I was watching it this time. It said, "The strongest stars have hearts of Kyber."
Yeah.
How do you know that? You know, like where does that come from? And then Death Star. It's more looking like a moon, but it has the heat of a star. Like what do you think of like that just idea? Like how you can how that seamlessly transitions into what the Death Star ends up being.
Gosh, that's deep.
Yeah.
No, I just think that's really great storyboarding. To have that line. I know they say that they're him and his buddy are part of like the temple that involved with the Kyber crystals and stuff like that. So I would understand their fascination with Kyber crystals, their what it means to them universally and spiritually. And then to like transport that to Death Star, like literally this giant moon like station is, you know, producing one of the most powerful weapons in the galaxy. And they do this awesome thing with the Death Star is when it goes over the sun to do like an eclipse type thing.
Eclipse, yeah. That was hard.
So even that makes it even seem more like the quote more fire, because it just kind of like symbolizes the same thing. No, that's really beautiful, man. That's really
that's
cool.
some good writing right there, bro. I said, dang.
And I think he said that just when he like met Jyn Erso, right? When he like saw her.
Yeah. Like that was in there one of their first interactions. The next one was something that we had talked about earlier, which was like the dynamic between Cassian and Jyn Erso, and like how they were just like started off on polar opposites of like, I don't want to be involved with this. I'm only here because I have to be, and this is all I got type of energy. And Cassian was like, you're not the only one that lost everything. Some of us are just doing something about it. That's hard. That's hard, bro. Because remember when I was like, when we was talking about Andor, and like Cassian was giving a speech to somebody. I forgot who he was talking to, but I was basically like, yo, Cassian could convince anybody to do anything, bro. Like, it don't matter what it is. Like, he needs to do something, he could convince you. And I'm like, yo, that right there says it all, bro, in itself. You know?
Yeah.
So there's more things. That monologue was good enough, but yeah.
Yeah, they got gems in this one.
They
got gems in it.
Yeah, for sure. But let us know what y'all think about Rogue One if y'all have went and did the deep dive again. Because it could spark something, bro. Like, I might go back and watch some movies now.
Yeah, I already started. I already started with Star Wars.
Dang. Nuts. But like I said, let us know what you think in the comment section below. We got clips coming out now, y'all. Doing the thing. We see y'all in the comments. We responding. And it's lit. Shout out to everybody that's new. And before we get out of here, what you geeked about, bro? You already covered it, kind of. Get in the pod, but go ahead.
I'm also geeked about the Netflix came out with Kakegurui live action, which is called Bet, and I finished it.
Oh, okay.
And man, do I like it. Man, do I.
Season 1?
It's just season 1. Okay. I think it was 10 episodes. And it's so different from the anime. It's like a much deeper story, but it doesn't take itself too seriously. But man, do I like it. Like, it's a little bit messy. It's a little bit thriller.
A little freaky.
And they do have a little bit of freakiness to it. But it's not like it's not anime freaky. Anime freaky, go crazy. But I really, really hope Netflix decides to like keep doing something with this. Because I definitely know anime live actions,
hit or miss.
It's a hit or miss type thing, and Netflix is one of those companies that all they care about is the hits. Like, even if you do some type of decent numbers, if it ain't high enough for them, you done axe out quickly. Yeah. But I really, really like it. I hope it gets more, because it is different. It is a little cheesy. It does remind me of like some type of like ABC show.
It's been a minute since I watched season 1, but I remember I liked the story though.
But I think this one has a little bit more power to it, and story wise, and I think they can go somewhere with it.
Is it dubbed or is it still, because it's called
no? It's in English. It's just
in English. Okay, yeah.
So I just think it has a lot more potential, and towards the end, it was just getting me out like, yo, this is kind of good. This makes a lot of sense. So I'm super geeked about that. And come on, Netflix, come on.
Yeah.
But what you geeked about, G?
Finished another book. Second book of the year.
Okay.
Reading machine, you know. But other than that, man, I just get more and more excited about One Piece every week, bro.
Dang, I did start watching.
I'm
I
in
did
the
start
end
watching.
game. I'm not in the end game, but I'm there.
Oh,
I'm in the
okay,
mix of like this new era, and it's going
okay,
crazy, bro. Like every
okay, okay.
episode, it's like, yo, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe that happened. I can't believe this happened. Like, what? Oda, you a freak, man. What's going on? Why did you do this
Mhm.
part? I was just like, yo, this is greatest story ever told. But also, Fire Force. I've
Ooh,
been loving Fire Force every single week. We're getting closer and closer to the truth. And I mean, it's a truth that as like the audience we kind of know, but like there's still so much mystery. Like there's been so much build up until this point between like the evangelists, I don't know how to say it, bad guys, and then the the Fire Force people. And there's just so much lore, and now they're getting more access to the Dola link. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like, yo, I can't believe this. They doing this, you know. And it's just funny too. Like it's just a good. It's just like every Saturday, I'm just excited to watch it. You know.
I definitely love. I like Power Horse.
Yeah. And then last thing, probably just Windbreakers.
Yeah,
We're watching that every week, and I think I made a video about this. Not a long video, but it's just like a quick TikTok video about when I was on my walk, about how like even though like you could compare Windbreakers to Tokyo Revengers, but I still think Tokyo Revengers is a more interesting story, but I think that Windbreakers is a better anime as a whole. Like I'm just interested in seeing how the story is going to end for Tokyo Revengers, but like I'm actually invested in the characters of Windbreakers. Like I'll rock with them heavy. So WW show to watch. And I think that's it, bro. Who went in the finals since we here? Who went in the finals? Who you got?
I got OKC. I think
Okay.
I think it's pretty much.
Why is everybody like say it like that though?
I just I I don't know how you can stop
Everybody's
them, bro.
like, yeah, like
They
everybody's like
they
upset
got the length, they got the size,
that
they
this
got
is
the
the
scoring
matchup.
potential.
They got the
Yeah,
MVP.
they got the MVP. There are multiple times high
They got
record team.
good team chemistry. Just as
Yeah,
good
great,
as,
great
if not better.
defense. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't see it from the Pacers. Siakam's got to average 35 a game,
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of hard to do, especially
you're not
on an
gonna shoot that
OKC
many
defense.
shots.
Yeah, so I don't know if he can get that type of score with uh on Chet and what's his name Hartenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just hard for me to say that they're going to contain Shea from getting 30,
Yeah.
and well, Williams is not going to average 25. I don't think they got the dogs enough for it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Mathurin really steps up
And
and
Nemhart.
Nemhard is lights out all
Yeah.
series. Like even if the Pacers punch him in the mouth game one, I doubt it. I doubt they can still hold off OKC that long. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I think OKC will be the NBA Finals
I'm not
champion.
mad at that though. I'd rather have OKC be the champs than Indiana, bro.
If Indiana did that'd just be so unexpected. Hey. Like OKC just seems so expected. Like, dang,
Yeah.
they got the MVP, they're the number one team in the West, the harder conference,
Yeah.
and they do it. Like
They just seem like the
so,
better team too.
they do. So
Okay. Give us y'all predicts in the chat. And last thing I'm geeked about, bro. I was talking to you a little bit about it before we started the pod. Is streaming, bro. I'm like actually now that I got like the schedule to peak form, I'm streaming like 4 days a week, and then I got time to like I know what my clips are like. I know what I'm doing now. Where I'm not just playing the game anymore. Like I know what to look for, and I'm acting on it, and it feels good. Feels good.
Hey, DreamCon 2026.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Once I'm up, we going DreamCon every week. I mean, every year.
Every week. Whoa.
Every year. Nah, DreamCon look crazy though, bro. It looked nuts. They was in Houston's for the basketball game. Houston.
Yeah. University, right?
University of Houston.
That was tough.
Yeah. I was like, dang. They upgraded. They got Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, that.
I was like,
this
how
year was crazy.
I get Meg Thee Stallion, you know? Like
dropping an anime.
Yeah, that too. Oh, Ironheart and Ballerina. We talked about Ballerina earlier, but Ironheart's about to drop soon too. The show. I'm excited to see that. And I think that's it. But let us know what y'all think in the comment section, what y'all thought of the episode. We will see y'all next week. Hit that like button and subscribe button before you do leave. Gotta do that. But we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.